to a world of dusk, where violet clouds dissolve to dust. Fredrik breathed the heavy air, a kingdom warped by ancient blare. Welcome beast to Mireveil's lands, where time slips loose from mortal hands. These swamps hold secrets old and vile, nightmare blooming spores in mire and bile. He pointed where the wetlands hissed, 1,000 shadows coiled in mist. Visions haunt the minds they pierce, dreams malformed, illusions fierce. Yeah, deeper still their power hides, a nightmare's heart that wakes and strides. From twisted thought to living form, a creature breathing from a dream's dark storm. Oh, he's hunted through the ash of worlds, through realms both foul and fair, chasing spores that twist the mind, yet bloom from poisoned air. He tried all wards and shields he knew, but still the visions came. Now he sees the beast beside him as the key to claim his aim. For the power he could never grasp might finally be unveiled, if the werewolf walks the path where every mortal mage has failed. The werewolf growled, "You wanted me, a tool to reach what you can't see." Fredrik bowed his head and said, "There's truth in that, but more to tread. These spores may hold forgotten flame, the scattered shards that form your name. And once removed from swamp and root, their nightmare voice grows faint or mute. But if I bring them to your hand," the werewolf asked, "won't vision stand?" Fredrik shook his head and smiled, a grin both grateful, sharp and wild. Outside the mire their strength decays, the swamp protects their wicked ways. Once they're torn from hallowed ground, their nightmare voices barely sound. I'll break the spell that keeps them whole, and bend the darkness to my goal. With heavy breath the werewolf turned, still unsure of trust unearned. But hope or duty none could tell pushed him toward the reeking dell. Oh, he's hunted through the ash of worlds, through realms both foul and fair, chasing spores that twist the mind, yet bloom from poisoned air. He tried all wards and shields he knew, but still the visions came. Now he sees the beast beside him as the key to claim his aim. For the power he could never grasp might finally be unveiled, if the werewolf walks the path where every mortal mage has failed. Through rotting fog the werewolf walked, unaffected by the spore wind stalk. No nightmare pierced his heart and frame, no whisperer called his long-lost name. But deep within the mire's breath, a tremor rose from living death. The titan formed from mold and vine, the spore beast rose with guttural whine. They clashed like worlds in violent spin, clawed a root and iron skin. Though monstrous, vast and fierce its might, the wolf tore through the fungal blight. The creature burst in toxic dust, the swamp fell silent, rot turned rust. He gathered spores in shining jars that pulse like trapped and wicked stars. Oh, he's hunted through the ash of worlds, through realms both foul and fair, chasing spores that twist the mind, yet bloom from poisoned air. He tried all wards and shields he knew, but still the visions came. Now he sees the beast beside him as the key to claim his aim. For the power he could never grasp might finally be unveiled, if the werewolf walks the path where every As Fredrik's breath came quick and thin, a tremor shook his mortal skin. You did it, gods, you truly did. He whispered like a starving kid. He pressed the runes that sealed their might, snuffing out their nightmare light. His grin returned, half fear, half pride. A dream reborn he'd long denied. Now comes the work I've yearned so deep, the secret I have begged to keep. He called the void, the space between, and tore a rift through worlds unseen. Together they stepped through the shade, back to the castle Fredrik made. At last he holds the spores he chased through countless shattered skies. The prize denied 1,000 times now burns before his eyes. His research wakes from dormancy, his long lost plans ignite. For power slept in Mireveil, and now it stirs tonight. Fredrik laughs with trembling hands, the victory finally won. The path is open bright with dread. His darkest work has just begun.